Hi, brothers and sisters. Today is September 16th, 2026, and the time right now is 4:34 a.m. in the morning. So, brothers and sisters, I want to tell you all first, I'm sorry about how sloppy I did that video, the last one I did, because I told you all like I was in a lot of pain, and I knew I had to do a video, but I don't get much sleep, y'all, and I took my sleeping medication, and I thought I could do the video and get it done before my stuff started kicking in. But it didn't happen that way. So I do want to apologize for being sloppy. I even asked Jesus to forgive me. I just wanted to make sure I did the video, and because I didn't want to get behind. I don't like when that happens. And because I have to juggle so many things, and I just be asking Jesus, to help me with balance, because I don't want to get distracted and not get his stuff done when it's supposed to be done. So I do want to apologize to you all about that. So I'm asking you to forgive me, because I already asked Jesus to forgive me. So, and then I also want to say thank you for your prayers, because if y'all were not praying for me and Jesus' graces that he gives me, a lot of times I don't even think I would be here. But I offer it up to Jesus. Everything that's a burden or that's heavy on me, because I take what I do serious, and I just want to make sure when Jesus gives me something, to give it to you all in a timely fashion. I don't want to get behind, because Jesus will let me know. And he did. So, like I said, I asked him to forgive me. So I'm asking you all now to forgive me, because I am balancing a lot, and it can get hard. So now, brothers and sisters, I'm going to tell you all about the dream Jesus gave me, and then I'm going to give you the message that he gave me in the scriptures. So yesterday, Jesus gave me this dream, and I knew it was from him, because when I woke up, I went back to sleep. It continued. So, in the dream, the first one, I had moved to some place, to some area, and y'all, when I move places, I do not like for people to know who I am. Like, I always like to be off in the back, you know. But in that dream, it was a lady in that dream where I moved, and she was trying to be too nice to me, and I knew this lady was a believer. So when I passed her house, the first time I spoke, and that was it. And then I noticed how the lady was trying to befriend me or something. And something about her in my spirit was not right. I sensed it. And I did not want to find out what it was either. But as time went on in that dream, the next time I had walked past her place, like, I didn't want to be rude because I think she asked me something. I can't remember what it was. But she, I guess, offered, she asked me if I wanted to come into her place. She wanted to talk, I guess. But as I was sitting there in her house, I began to get this sense in my spirit that she was putting on a front, like an act. I just didn't know exactly what it was. So I was sitting there talking to her, and come to find out she was a believer, she said. But what she was showing, like what she was showing me, was she was not a believer. I knew she was putting on an act. And I didn't want to stick around to even find out what the act was. But I had no control over nothing that was going on in that dream. So as the lady was talking, I began to notice like her talk changed or something. And then she started like dancing in a provocative type of way. And I was thinking to myself, like, this is not right. Like, this is not right. And she began to, like, every time somebody came over her house, I noticed it was all women. And she was like controlling them, like she was running the show or something. So I didn't want to stick around for whatever was going on up under that roof. So I was trying to make my exit, but every time I tried to leave up out of there, it was like she would try to stop me by talking about something. She was just making conversation. But I was not trying to be there. then as the dream was going on, I began to see. I began to see like how she was dictating everything, telling those women what to do and how to do things. And then I found out that later in the dream, she was prostituting these women. She would send them off, and she was using code words. I guess she didn't want me to know, but I knew that she was speaking in code. I just didn't know what type of code she was speaking in. And then I began to see, I saw children. Children were even like coming in and out of her place. And because I didn't know, like I just moved in that area, I didn't know who kids were whose, because I didn't know them. But in my spirit, I was sensing things were not right. So, like I said, later I saw she was prostituting those women and the children. And then later, she was trying to prostitute me. And I was just like, I don't think so. I think I was the only one that was saying something. And I had to say something because I was going to stand up for myself. So, because a guy came in the house, and she was, I guess, introducing me to him. And I knew something was wrong with that because it didn't feel right. It was not right. It wasn't like a normal, like introducing somebody to someone. It was like she was trying to send me out with some guy, and they begin to do like, excuse my language, y'all, like sexual type things. And when she would, I don't know, when she would talk or something, she was, I don't know, it was like I could see a picture or something. I can't even explain that, but I could see a picture. So, and what I was seeing, it wasn't right. And I don't know if she knew that I could see, but I don't think she cared. Like God was revealing stuff about her to me. Y'all, that dream was so bad. It was so bad. And then the children, like I say, y'all, she was even prostituting the children. And these men became aggressive. And I was just saying to myself, like, I know she don't think she about to put me out there like that. Like, y'all, I was not gonna have that. So I was trying to get out of that house. And y'all, those men start popping up. And when they would pop up, like, she would, I guess, put a woman and a man together. Like, I begin to see, when it was more women coming in, she was hooking them up with men. And also doing the kids too. So that's when I knew it was time to go. But for some reason, I could not get out of there. I could not get out of there. And because I couldn't get out of there, the dream ended up switching. And I know this sounds crazy, but it switched. And from that dream, it went to another dream. And it was me, my husband, and his brother and his wife. They had came up to visit, and they were going to the mall. I wasn't going to go to the mall, but it was all these things they had to do just to go to the mall. They had to get 2 trailer things or something and attach them together. It was like they were moving. That's what it was. They were moving. And at the same time, trying to go to the mall. And it was some type of thing in the sky. It was it was 2 half moons in the sky. And the sky began to turn different colors, like lime green, pink, purple, yellow, like just a whole bunch of different colors. And everybody was trying to hurry up, and I don't know where they were going. Like, it was like everybody was trying to go somewhere. I don't know. And we end up going to some hotel or something. We end up going there, and I noticed when we were there, like, my kids looked different. They didn't look the same. It was their voices, but the kids, the children I was looking at, they didn't look like my children. They looked like somebody else's children, but with my children's voice. So, as they were riding down the street, it was a spaceship that was in the sky. And that spaceship, every time it moved, because it was like behind the clouds, they were moving through the clouds or something, and couldn't nobody see them, but I saw them. And every time they went by the sun, it was like it turned into 2 half moons. And I don't know what the 2 moons, half of moons, why that stood out to me. Because it only happened, like I only seen 2 half moons when the spaceships moved in and out of the clouds. And when they were moving out of the clouds, I seen how it gave off a different color. And I didn't know why they... One second. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so I don't know why those 2 half moons stuck out, but I knew it meant something. And when those spaceships moved through the clouds, like it gave off different colors in the sky. And then for some reason those spaceships they were drawn to those 2 hitches on the back of the vehicle, and they beamed down some like a lime green color. And I guess the spaceships were like police, supposed to be like police. And because they beamed down those different colors, you know, they were talking, but they wasn't using a voice like ours. It was like talking through a machine or something and telling him to pull over. So when he pulled over, I don't even know what happened, because I was also at that hotel. Like, I was at the hotel with the children, but I can also see them or something. I can't, that don't even sound right, but that's just what I saw. And then the spaceship had like some numbers on it, like some blue type of numbers. I don't know what those numbers represented, but it looked like a countdown or something. You know, like, I believe I seen like a 29. Yeah, I think it was like 2909, and it was just going down. 2908, 2907. But whatever was in the back of those hitches, they were drawn to it. And I know it had something to do with the technology, and I didn't like it. Like it looked like a whole total different world. Like things changed. And then the dream switched again. And then when the dream switched again, then I saw Jesus. I saw Jesus up in the sky, and I don't know if it was like by some type of bridge or something. It was a bridge, and people were coming back to the earth. But when they were coming back to the earth, it was like jumping into the water. I hope y'all can understand this, because I'm telling y'all what I saw. When the person jumped into the water, it represented them coming back to the earth. And it was like a repeated cycle. And I was thinking, like, why are these people coming back here? And they wanted to come back here at that. It was like I was trying to leave, but people were coming back, and some were leaving and some were coming. But it just kept doing that over and over. And I was thinking, like, why do these people want to come back here? You know, it's not like it was something good. And I saw how it was people that they were not doing right, I'm going to say. They were not doing right. They were getting, like, not tossed somewhere, but they were not allowed to come back or something. They were not allowed to come back. But there were people coming back to this earth. And I didn't understand why they kept coming back here. And they wanted to come back here. Because it was not good. And they were making it seem like it was good to come back or something. But Jesus was in the clouds, like in the air, I'm going to say. He was in the air, and he was the one that was letting people come and go. Like just people were coming back here. And I did not understand why they wanted to come back here, and they were happy about it. I was not happy about what I was seeing. Like, I was trying to get, out of here. But Jesus was in control of all of that. Like letting people through. Like he was the gateway. Through him that they were coming back. So I know this sounds backwards, but when they jumped into the water, you would think someone would be dying. But they were actually jumping back into the water, and they would end up here on the earth. It was backwards. It was backwards, I can tell you that. So those were the 3 dreams that he gave me, and they represent something from the 2 moons, half a moons in the sky, from the lady that was that first lady that represent, I'm assuming it has something to do with the church, like whoring or something, like adultery. The best way I can explain that. And then, like I said, those 2 half moons that was giving off a different color when the spaceship went through, moved through the clouds. And then the dream with the last switch was when Jesus was in the air, and people were leaving and some people were going. But to jump in the water represented coming back to the earth. It was something about the water. They were coming back here to the earth when they jumped in there. It was like a continuous cycle, just repeating itself. So, those were the 3 dreams that he gave me. That was switching, just kept switching, but it continued because I woke up, and then when I went back to sleep, it started again. So it represented something. All right, so let me go to this message here. All right, so I asked Jesus, what did he want me to tell you all? And Jesus talked about love, like seriously loving others as he loves us. Like, it was emphasis. He put emphasis on that. Like, I understood that. So, like, even before I did this video, y'all, before I started this video, he entered into my room. Like, I felt his presence. Was that I can't even explain it. Like, it was different. Like, the atmosphere, it was different. It's like the thickening. The air was thick. So that's the best way I can explain that. Like, the air became thick in the room. So let me get this. So y'all, Jesus is serious about this. All right. And he entered my room at exactly 3:43 in the morning. I know my Jesus presence. And the time, if y'all look at the number 3:43, it says to unveil, it says to unveil, to uncover, to reveal. And it was talking about spiritual blindness. Like Jesus opening their eyes or something. It talks about, when the veil was torn, when he died, when the veil was torn, the people could see. Like he opened up their eyes to see. All right, so let me go to John chapter 15, verses 12 and 13. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all all the scriptures. All right. And Jesus was also saying, like, we all fall short of his glory, of the glory of God. But he put emphasis on loving others. Like denying yourself, picking up your cross and following him. Like that love is so important, because you can't say you love your brother or sister but carry like things in you, unforgiveness, holding things, holding on to things. Like, you gotta let it go. Alright, because Jesus said he's coming back for his bride, but we can't have no spots, no wrinkles at all. And that's just how serious he is, y'all, when he talks about the love. So let me give you the scriptures, because I want y'all to have this. All right, so Matthew chapter 16, verse 24, John chapter 13, verses 34 and 35, Romans chapter 3, verse 23, and Romans chapter 6, verse 23, Deuteronomy chapter 15, verses 7, 8, and 11. Job chapter 6, verse 14. Psalm chapter 41, verse 1. And Psalm chapter 82, verses 2 through 4. And Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. And Matthew chapter 25, verse 37 to 40. And Luke chapter 3, verse 10 and 11. John chapter 15, verse 12 and 13. Galatians chapter 6, verse 2. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 and 4. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 16. James chapter 2, verse 14 to 17. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10 and 11. And 1 John chapter 3, verse 16 through 18. And then y'all read those. But Jesus wants me to tell you he is serious about people. They have to be purified. You have to be purified in order to go into the kingdom of God. He's serious about that, y'all. So that he wanted you to know. And there's more verses on love, but brothers and sisters, we have to be purified. And it even talks about it in Daniel chapter 12. Because this is the time people are being purified. So y'all, we have to go through that process. And I know it's not gonna be easy for some people, but ask Jesus to give you the graces, to forgive, because you can't hold on. You can't say you love him or your brother and sisters and have something against them. Like, y'all, we have to talk about these things, because it's not worth being left here because you don't want to forgive. It's not worth it at all. And I know it's hard, but do it for yourself. Do it for yourself, and also do it for the other person. Free them. If you have something against them, y'all, forgive them. Make that free will choice to forgive. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can. And I also know it's hard, but Jesus said we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So you all continue to pray for one another. We got to walk in righteousness, because faith is dead without works. So you have to show that you forgive them, because if you forgive them, that means you made peace with them. Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. You know, y'all talk about these things. Just talk about it. Like, don't let the enemy have that control over you. Because we can do it. We can do it. So I'm praying for us, y'all, because you don't want to be left here. Make that free will choice to forgive them. So I'm gonna end this video, brothers and sisters, but when Jesus gives me more on that dream, and I know he is, I will definitely tell you all. But y'all, this is the third day, and everything is happening in spirit. It's happening in spirit. So a lot of people think, you know, that Jesus is coming back. For one, y'all, he's already here. He's already here in spirit. So the time is now to forgive. The time is now to surrender everything over to Jesus. The time is now for everything. Right now. Not tomorrow. Now. Forgive the person now. Because you can't say you forgive someone and be upset with them and hold that in your heart. Just let it go. It's not worth it. So, brothers and sisters, I love you all. And I truly thank you for your prayers, because Lord knows I need it. We all do. And we can do this together. You know, help each other. So anyway, brothers and sisters, I love you all, and y'all be blessed in Jesus' name. Amen.